tracking us today.
Oh, good music.
I thought it was going to be cool, beautiful weather. Mellow vibes. This is fantastic.
Steady flow of a waterfall. Please take all your atomic poison power away. Take all your atomic poison power.
Peacekeepers.
Okay, the first order of business is happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carol. Happy birthday to you. All right. Now, we're going to line up and we're going to march down to the site. And what do we want? We want to close down SanOnofre for the sake of the California people. Go to do! Yay! Go to do! Okay, so let's line up. Let's line up and we're going to start the march.
I'll find him.
Hey, here we go. Okay. Bring your water. Don't forget your kids. We're walking.
Okay, folks, we're getting underway. We're heading this way. Going down the path.
Woo! What do we want? No news. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? No news. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? No news. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? No news. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? No news. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? No news. When do we want it? Now. What do we want?
down, keep it shut down. Everyone on the evening news, both reactors are shut down. It isn't that hard to keep them shut down. Let's do this.
That remote, as we know, this nuclear reactor is, I just want to set the stage here. We are on the anniversary of the largest tidal wave disaster and meltdown in history. This is March 11th. It's a very solemn occasion because they lost some 14,000 people in Japan due to this disaster. But it's continuing. The Fukishima plant is in a level 7 meltdown. It's continuing to melt down. There's no end in sight. It's completely out of control. This plant that you see behind us is almost a replica of the situation in Japan. It's a plant right along the coast. It's a plant subject to earthquakes and tidal waves. So it is a situation that you may see a lot of glorious safety talk amongst the people that are making their money off of this thing. It goes about how safe this is because they're looking at billions of dollars coming into their pockets. Don't believe a word of it. This is one of the worst examples of a catastrophe waiting to happen behind us. We have a whole list of speakers that are coming up. But first I want to put out some thank yous that help me in thanking these people. First of all, I want to thank the park for helping us set this up. Let's give a hand to the park. We have to fight this battle until we win. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not too good at this type of thing, as you can see. So let's move along to the hearing from these people who are some of the survivors, lucky survivors from the tsunami in Japan. Again, oh wait, there's a train.
Show the sign!
Hey,
Show the sign!
Every time that goes by, let them know we're here, folks. They can't hear us, but you know, can wave at them. 14,000 people died in the tsunami. I don't know if you've seen some of the video coverage I saw the other night of the people that were floating in their cars and trying to run to higher ground. We're going to be getting all of those buildings and all of that crud on our shores within the next 2 years, and then people will continue to remember what a disaster that was. And the radioactive water also is going to be washing up on shore here. If we have a similar situation here, which could happen at any minute, we can have a disastrous earthquake that they've been predicting for decades. And if that happens, when it happens, this plant had better be shut down because I don't want to see what happens. Now, in Japan, we have
the interpreter, Umi, will make the introduction.
We thank you so much for coming.
To join in our struggle so that the same type of disaster that happened will not happen here.
Yes, So, thank you for everybody for organizing this weekend for the first anniversary of Fukushima. My name is Umi, the interpreter, who's from Oakland. And she is Kyoko Sugasawa, Kyoko Sugasawa. She's from Sendai City, Miyagi, the survivor of tsunami and ongoing nuclear disaster. And his name is Hirohide Sakuma, Hirohide and he was born in Fukushima City, and now he lives in Sendai City, Miyagi. And Sendai City is about like 60 miles away from Fukushima Daiichi reactor, which is a little bit far away from here to Los Angeles. You are here today. 仙台で起きた、福島で起きたことを私も311前は大変だっていうことを知らなくて、その起きた時も知らなくて、後で調べていくうちに原発の恐ろしさ、核の恐ろしさを知りました。このカリフォルニア、とてもいいところなので。So, I didn't know anything about the danger of the nuclear catastrophe until the March 11th happened. And I came to this beautiful community of SanOnofre and San Clemente. And then I learned about this, like, you have the songs and you are facing the same kind of disastrous situation. And I would like to shut down all the reactors, including this one. And I'm also against nuclear weapon mining. And I came here to hold hands with everybody. Thank you for inviting me. The industry is telling us lies, and kids are surviving that situation. And as a mother, I see the faces of young people, youth, kids, and other mothers and parents, and we're the ones who's fighting. And I would like to, I hope if we can evacuate everybody from Fukushima, mostly the children, but it's not happening. So together, if we can raise our awareness, if we can study together, as we mothers from Fukushima and Japan are doing, then we are able to stop and raise our awareness and study and stop this calamity.
Hello everyone, 皆さんこんにちは。宮城県の仙台市から来ました佐久間博秀と言います。今日はとてもいいお天気で美しい景色で、こちらに来て美味しいものもたくさん食べさせていただいて、本当にお招きいただいてどうもありがとうございます。そして
Would like to thank you for all the communities who are concerned and who have been praying for us. The people who organized this event, the media who's coming, and the mothers and fathers who are letting us stay. And, we enjoy this beautiful community. We had good food without worrying about the contamination, not as much as we do in Japan. And beautiful sunshine, beautiful beach. And I would like to thank, and we feel so honored to be here. And I would like to say my prayer, and I would also like to thank my wife and the little 2-year-old daughter who sent me here. Thank you so much.